So Williams Racing is an F1 team. He went on from there to their aerodynamics head, and from there he transitioned to McLaren's battery and thermal engine.
Wow, shots fired. Ranking ke basis pe you get allotted, right? How does a student navigate this landscape?
If you are from a tier 1 college, they actually give you preference.
What is the career path or progression for mechanical engineering? What should be a starting salary expectation for this career?
Even the students from CSE, they had lower packages as compared to my friends.
What are different job responsibilities or job roles or positions in this field? If say, for example, placement time, what all would be offered to you?
But they field engineers, they pay them really well, because people are not actually ready to go into the field, because they are pura isolated areas. You have no one to talk to. There's no family, no friends. In our office as well, there's a strict, we hire only from IITs. There's a strict policy.
Wow, what a racist startup. Not even NITs, not even BITS, Thapar and all. Wow. So let me first introduce you both. Jashvi is in class 11 and she is right now at this very crucial stage of understanding ki main kya karu, theek hai? And Jashvi has a bit of an interest in design and research, and mechanical engineering is something she's looking at very seriously. And Jashvi, this is Arnav. Arnav is a product of mechanical engineering from one of India's top colleges. But I will let him introduce himself. Okay, Arnav, go for it.
I graduated from IIT Roorkee, currently this July only. So I studied mechanical engineering. Pehle going into mechanical engineering, it wasn't what I thought at first. Currently, I'm working at a startup called Inito, and I'm currently working as a mechanical design engineer.
What is mechanical engineering for you?
Yeah, mechanical engineering is mostly about what I feel, designing products and having your products work in real life that solve the problems. I need to transfer anything from first floor to fifth floor. You come to me how do I do it? So I design it, make a plan for it. I get it ready then, and it actually works.
So the designing aspect is strong.
Yeah.
I've read online about what mechanical engineering is, but I love to hear it from someone who has actually studied it. What all subjects are there? What does the coursework actually involve? Is it a field that's heavily focused on code work, or are several other key aspects like problem solving and hand-on work?
Actually, what mechanical engineering is, it covers mostly all of your topics which you currently study in 11th.
Okay.
Yeah, all the, Newton's laws, forces, fluids, thermodynamics, that is what all is covered in mechanical engineering. So it kind of relates with the physical aspects of forces and the physical aspects of throughout the nature. So if we go on to coding, we can there are computational aspects in mechanical engineering as well. There are computational aspects in almost every stream. The subjects you study in 12th are more into they are more electrically focused. So electricity, mostly as a magnetism, etc. They mostly come into electronics and electrical engineering. Some of it also comes under engineering physics as well. So let your 11th and 12th play out. Have your options open. You might not know what subjects you would like in your 12th grade, or you actually like something that you are studying in 12th grade more than the 11th grade.
In these 2 years, what we'll be doing is, हम ना हर एक तरीके के projects करेंगे. Because once she gives her SAT, then it will be time to choose colleges and courses. And once you are logged in a course, there is no way of deciding. So the best way to understand what to do or where your interests lie is not actually you just look up at research कि parents कह रहे हैं ये अभी अच्छा चल रहा है या ये market ये कर रही है या ये, but I think it's much better to actually do projects, talk to people who are involved in different fields, and then come to conclusion. So coming to coursework also, what was the thing? Yeah, what subjects did you like, which led you to pursue mechanical engineering, and why mechanical engineering only?
मतलब one of my main aspect was problem solving. ठीक है, तो मतलब that's why I chose engineering. The first of all, कि मतलब engineering क्यों choose किया? That's why I chose engineering because I like problem solving. Second, I'm going to be very frank. Mechanical engineering was just like कि I had to choose between a branch and a college, and like given the best fit was mechanical engineering. The coursework is okayish, matlab, but why I like mechanical engineering because I was like during my college time I was involved into a motorsports group. So before starting college as well, I was into motorsports and automobiles. And like in my college, well, specifically, they don't actually have specific subjects for motorsports and automobiles. But still, like I studied it, and like I understood like what mechanical engineering was rather than from what was being taught in college. That thing, like my college groups actually helped me to like actually have an interest, have an knack in mechanical engineering. So I actually pursued, if I want to like give someone the credit ki why I chose mechanical engineering after as a profession as well. So that would be to my college group and my peers actually.
And what projects did you do in your college years that made you such strongly inclined towards this field?
Like one of my main projects was actually working on the motorsports car. That gave me like insight towards designing as well as designing like what I have designed, taking it into manufacturing and then assembling it, like making it work. So it was also like mechanical engineering is also more about how quick you are on feet and like also about how fast you can make things work, like, jugaad. So you must know that. Well, you should be like, say, clever enough to know like a way around things, a way around all the problems. Mostly to yeah. So what I did was firstly to mera motorsports project. Then I did some design projects in manufacturing as well, and I did my intern at Bajaj Auto. Uske andar I had to design a suspension system. So yeah, I mean, kind of almost all of my project works were inclined towards designing and implementing.
I'm just curious to know how the reality of studying mechanical engineering was then compared to your imagination.
I mean, it was quite different. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you can expect that from Indian colleges. Like, go to any Indian college.
Wow, shots fired. You think
exposure you can get is like outside the class. Colleges actually focus more on the theoretical part. And I kind of hate the theoretical part. I kind of
and
like the
still,
part of
like, we hear this so much. Ki, India places a lot of emphasis on theoretical part, not practical application. And with changing things, government changes and education policy में काफी चीजें change हो रही हैं. But IIT Roorkee, I mean, the emphasis is still on theoretical part.
हाँ, the good point is for like projects and practical applications, you can easily get the funds from the college. So that is the good. Like
But
you propose them a
classrooms are-
project. Classroom ka it is thoda like
I have one more question actually.
Yeah.
So, as someone who is interested in mechanical engineering, what kind of subjects, projects, or skills should I focus on during the education to be well prepared? Are there like, specific areas that would give me advantages in the industry or help me figure out the specializations I might enjoy the most?
I mean, like, when I feel SAT to like, the base, the base is the same for all, even if you are like prepping for any college.
Yes, yes.
What she means is like during her college also and right now also, if she's going towards this field, what all should she focus on, what subjects, what projects, and how should she figure out which area in this broader field of mechanical engineering would she like the most?
Subjects to like even if I tell you to read some subjects, वो बहुत boring होगा unless you take up a course on that. Well, it's very true. So unless you are taking a course, you won't know what subjects you like, or you are putting the course knowledge into a project, or you are learning something through a project. You won't know what you like. So, like, if you want, like, abhi se, I won't suggest you ki start prepping for mechanical engineering as well. I would suggest when you get into a college and you're pursuing mechanical engineering, get yourself acquainted with the projects, the clubs, the societies that are there in the college. Like, get to know them, and what work they do. So, like, that would actually help a lot, because that particular group would have another 4 sets of it, like the first year, second year, and up till the fourth year of students working in that group. So you would have exposure from all the years combined.
And which was your favorite theoretical subject? And then what is now your favorite, layover or crossover to the practical aspects? What do you like the most?
मतलब the subject I like the most, I like thermodynamics. ठीक है उसमें calculation वगैरह था, but application wise I hated thermodynamics. I don't want to be working in a industry like an industry or a thermal power plant. So that's not my thing. So some other subjects were like maybe control systems, vehicle dynamics. So that were actually that I was like implementing them. I had read them before, and then during my course time, like I already knew half of the course. So it was like a piece of cake for me.
Okay. I actually have a question related to what you mentioned earlier between the tough choice between course versus college. So India का situation अभी ये है कि there's this exam JEE mains and then there's JEE advanced and ranking के basis पे you get allotted, right? तो ये बहुत different है from say pursuing a degree abroad, in which I've seen students from commerce background go for CS also. So वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा flexibility है, and then also even if you're pursuing a bigger field in engineering, you can choose your subjects and credits accordingly. तो यहाँ पे almost it is like कि there's no flexibility in choice. You have to sort of make do. But we are not bashing India for it. How does a student navigate this landscape? क्योंकि अभी ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Is there an option? Maybe you can shed some light कि कोई ऐसा option है कि if they are not, if they spend 1 year, 1 year is same for everybody in engineering first year, and they're like नहीं मुझे mechanical नहीं suit कर रहा. Can they shift over to another branch?
Like in India, you're asking in India
Yeah.
or yeah? I mean, in our college, it is like for the first semester. First semester may it depends the grade point you get, and you can switch if you have like a pretty good grade point. You can switch between the branches. But in other IITs, it is for 1 year, like for the first 2 semesters. So if you want to switch your branch, so you can actually do that after 1 year. So they give you that flexibility, but India, yes, so that is actually a rat race as well. If I'm scoring the high GPA, even if I'm from the lowest branch, I will, mostly 99% of the students will go to CSE only. They won't even consider electronics, electrical, mechanical as well. Because CSE has like the best placement rate, highest packages. So वो थोड़ा ऐसे यहाँ पे driving factor ज्यादा है.
After completing a degree in mechanical engineering, what kind of future roles and career paths are there to explore? Like, I'd like to know the areas for which I'll be capable and how flexible is the mechanical engineering degree is for transitioning into other industries.
I mean, like the engineering field is quite flexible and quite intertwined. You can actually, like, I have seen some people who have like who started as like production managers. From production managers, like a person heading on like a plant, and he manages like all the workers and like the output of that plant. So I have seen a person who went from there. He went into, do you know Williams Racing?
No, I do not.
So Williams Racing is an F1 team. He went on from there to their aerodynamics head, and from there he transitioned to McLaren's battery and thermal engine. If you compare it to software, the number of vacancies are lesser, but the number of applicants are lesser as well. If I remind you of my like placement time, they are like, if I compare the companies which are coming for a mechanical role and for a software, the software role would be like for every 10 software companies, there would be like 1 or 2 mechanical. But yeah, but ऐसा like अगर मैं students का ratio बोलूँ तो वो उससे भी I guess थोड़ा करना है. It is like for every 20 people sitting for a software, there will only be 1 or 2 people sitting for a mechanical role.
And say you are still graduated from a very good college. India considers it to be in a top bracket, right? But what about somebody who's done their degree from a relatively lesser known college with lesser credentials? How long would it take for them to make a jump to where that inherent advantage of a brand lies?
यार मतलब actually India में it is काफी हद तक subjective because they मतलब if you are from a like ऐसे tier 1 college, they actually give you preference.
Yes.
There is no debate in that. So someone who's from a like tier 2 college in India, even if he has the same skill set as a tier 1 college guy, he would still be at a lower position as compared to a tier 1 guy, even if they are joining as a fresher.
Really, like skill set versus brands win.
Know that how is the typical day of a mechanical engineer look like? Like how much work is there like on the desk work versus the hand-on work, and trying to understand the balance that might evolve over the career and if it stays engaging in the long term.
So you're talking like you want to know about like my profession or like during my college life?
Like
Both.
the profession, both, yeah, actually.
हाँ तो कॉलेज लाइफ में तो यार मोस्टली whatever work you did happens after 6 p.m. You get off classes 6 p.m. You chill out for some time, and like maybe after dinner around 8 you sit with your peers and start working on some project. Get free around 3 a.m. 4 a.m. have a night snack and get to sleep, and like just pray you don't have a 9 a.m. So, profession wise, yeah, I would say there's a lot of hands-on work. Even in college, depending on the projects you choose, projects would actually require, there would be both kinds of projects, which like you would have to like maybe code or design something on your laptop or something like hands-on work. And maybe like you're going to a vendor or talking to vendors for something getting manufactured, assembled, or getting to know like how these things are done. So currently in my profession, I juggle between both of them. Mostly, I am currently I'm currently in a startup. So in our design team, there are like 12 engineers, and out of them, like only 2 of us, me and another guy, are like talking and visiting vendors for like having like, if I'm designing something, is the vendor like has the technical capacity to manufacture it, or is it even possible to manufacture? So yeah, hands-on work काफी रहता है. It is fun. I like the hands-on part. You actually like get to see and operate the machines. Like if that's actually what you like. So it's fun, actually fun.
Okay. So, like you just said that in your college days you had to stay up till 3 or 4 a.m. In the night actually. So, like, how did you stay motivated during those college days when your work actually becomes a routine? And even in your professional life, like you're working right now. So, what actually keeps you and your colleagues engaged and excited about the work?
अरे मतलब it's मतलब ये काफी हद तक मतलब ऐसे सब्जेक्टिव है मतलब फॉर मी लाइक आई एम वर्किंग विद माय peers and I'm having fun like it's not like we are working like ऐसे if like I'm going at 9 a.m. and returning around 6 or 7 like we are working for the whole 7 मतलब 9 to 10 hours. It's not like that. It's like कि मतलब there are मतलब it evolves actually around like from the people you surround you with. If you have good people around you, you won't mind much. Like even spending like if you're working as well, you won't mind working 9 or 10 hours. Like that's what I do. I go in around 9:30 or 10 and get off around 7:30. So that's actually 9.5 hours. But I don't mind. Like I do have some friends who are like going in around 1 or 2 p.m. and returning by 7 p.m.
I can absolutely validate that he does do that, and we've had discussions about it multiple times because he was not coming in for a session. His work priority was like, "Nahi, arre mera ye hai, arre mera team, arre mere project." So he's very much dedicated. But that proves that once you are in love with what you do or the people, like you said, the company and the vibe is great, then you don't really care about integrities and all the time spent.
अरे मतलब you need to find like something that gives you that kick, you know.
Yeah.
मतलब motivation is like मतलब you will stay motivated. Like if you like working on it, you'll stay motivated. If you have good people around you, like if you have a good manager who understands you, if like even if you are like coming in late, but you have a valid reason for that. मतलब that's actually good.
Yeah, so it's basically that you pick the career which you love and you'll always stay motivated.
I mean, like, I wouldn't be if I had like a Naki manager who's like come in at 9 every time dot 9 p.m. 9 a.m. and get off by like 6
Do
p.m.
you think that's
Like,
just
I have
the startup culture? Like that's just the startup culture. Ki they are a little chill.
well, starter culture is like actually something of like a professional college group only. You have that kind of people like what I felt like during my intern like at Bajaj, like it's a like proper corporate culture. People are getting in at 8:30, doing their breakfast from 8:30 to 9, then going to work. Then there's like a tea break of half an hour. Everyone just leaves their desk from that 15 to 20 minutes. They're like actually like following up like given schedule and working on the given tasks that they are being assigned. So, matlab, if you like that, it's up to you. I didn't like that because I wanted some flexibility on what I want to work. Like, I don't mind working on multiple things, but I want to have the flexibility on what I want to work.
Okay, and what about transitioning? Like Jashvi had asked, do you think more and more mechanical engineers are transitioning towards software roles or towards computational roles because of the demand of the market, or because it's just hot right now, where it's where logically the world is progressing?
Matlab, it happens both ways. Like currently, like when you start working in an industry, it is possible you start using computational tools and you get a knack of like actually like really using it. So like they can either transition from that, like given they make up some new interest in that, or maybe due to the market as well. Because one thing that like if you are working as a mechanical engineer is like you won't have the flexibility that a software engineer has. The software engineer has like the flexibility of working from anywhere, like not even coming to the office. But like we cannot because our work won't get done if we are not in the office.
Okay, anything else, Jashvi, that you want to ask?
Particularly interested in research. So, What's the scope for pursuing research after completing a mechanical engineering degree? Like, which fields or specializations within the engineering would be most relevant and beneficial for me to explore if I want to have a strong impact in the future?
Like, it depends upon you. Like, you would actually choose a research subject that entices you. You have like multiple options. So you can actually directly go for masters, or like you can go directly to PhD as well. Like, one of my friends is actually going into PhD as well directly after completing his bachelor's. So for that, you need to actually be aligned towards research from the start. So he was like inclined towards the research from the start. He interned like for like in the summer of his second year, he interned at like somewhere around Europe. I don't know. I don't remember the country. I guess Sweden, maybe, yeah. And during his third year, he interned at Waterloo, University of Waterloo. Like, in his subjects only, he is like computational physics. That's a subject. So he interned in that, and he actually managed to get like two research papers published. So that's why he got a PhD directly into Caltech.
Okay.
So build your profile accordingly, like where you want to head up, and
If you are research oriented, if you want to go into research from the starting and you want to pursue higher studies, I would just like say you actually get it or get into it like from the start, exploring the subjects, which subjects you like, and like try making contacts with the professor, because professors are the only ones who are actually researching on the subjects, because they get the grants from various companies and even the government as well.
about expectations for salary. Like you mentioned very correctly, so that CSC takes the cake, because of course, given the demand of the current, business scape and everything going on, CSC is very much on top. But apart from that, like, what is the career path or progression for mechanical engineering? What should be a starting salary expectation for this career?
If I'm talking specifically, if that person is working in mechanical field only, it's around 12 to 15, I would say.
Okay.
If he transitions from mechanical to a software role, that number goes to like 15 to 18, maybe 14 to 18. That's the ballpark.
And what is the career progression like?
Career progression in this field is kind of like मतलब parabolic होता है. So you would start off slow and low, but as you progress, this industry actually values experiences a lot. So if you're like after like 4 or 5 years, if you switch, you'll get a really, really good pay hike. Almost 80% times 80-100%.
Okay.
So this industry के अंदर experience value is too much. As compared to the software engineering, the career path is like the career progression with respect to time is like a parabolic. So with time, you'll like actually get better opportunities. Mostly depends on your skill set. Like, some of our friends, like even they graduated as a mechanical engineer, they are working as a software engineer.
Yeah, that's
And
what
अभी market dynamic ऐसे है कि like even the students from like CSE, they had lower packages as compared to like my friends. So वो थोड़ा it is that depends on your skill set first, and the last, like, it depends 95% on your skill set, and the last 5% is luck.
Okay. What are different job responsibilities or job roles or positions in this field? If say, for example, placement time, like what all would be offered to you?
Mostly तो ऐसा होता है कि first of all you get the automotive sector, the automotive companies coming in. Okay. Then we have the product R&D companies like mine as well. You get to design a product, something like that. then there are like FMCG's companies, ITC, HUL, Nestle, like all these other brands. So you get to work on like improving efficiency of machines, like dealing to vendors. Well, it depends on what you're working on. And मतलब लास्ट में फिर वही प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर्स समथिंग लाइक यू गेट इनटू रिलायंस रिलायंस हो गया HPCL हो गया इंडियन ऑयल हो गया सो दे आर लाइक प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर्स दे विल गेट यू मतलब मोस्टली यू विल हैव मोस्ट मतलब ऐसा डेस्क जॉब ओनली बट यू विल हैव टू सी एट द नंबर्स एंड मतलब पूरा मतलब वो स्किल सेट वैसा रहेगा कि एफिशिएंसी इंप्रूव करना लास्ट
Production and efficiency is what it is aiming at.
हाँ मतलब ये मतलब if I talk about the industry last में तो वही है ना कि production is running the numbers. If I am increasing the production cost, the मतलब profit is actually gonna go up even if the revenue is same.
And कुछ ऐसा भी है कि field job versus desk job की situation भी है, or is it more of a desk job only?
मतलब happens because if I take case of like Shlam actually came to our college, so they offer the role of a field engineer. So in that you have to work like they'll put you anywhere around the world, like from Gulf countries to maybe Mexico, somewhere around that, and you have to work on there for like a field engineer would be working around like so there, that would be around 1 or 2 years for that. So they have a weird policy. So like they have a policy of working like if you're like for a given of 30 days, you have to work for 20 days and 10 days you can keep as vacation. But in that 20 days, you have to work 20 days continuously. So there have been cases so like people have been working for 60 days continuously, then they get 1 month off.
Okay. And
तो हाँ मतलब field engineer होता है. But हाँ, they field engineers they pay them like really well because people are not actually ready to go into the field because they are like pura isolated areas. You have no one to talk to. There's no family, no friends. So that's why they have to pay them actually because that's the last incentive that they can give.
Okay. And Arnav, where do you see yourself now going ahead, like next 10 years maybe?
पता ही नहीं मतलब बहुत ही controversial लगेगा but I feel मतलब मतलब ऐसे थोड़ा मे बी इंजीनियरिंग साइड ही स्टिक करना चाहिए MBA नहीं करना चाहिए
Really?
थोड़ा
Wow.
I am inclining towards that.
Yeah. No, I'm sure wherever you head, you will be amazing. And whatever cards life has for you, I think will unfold beautifully. Okay. And thank you so much for the session. Jashvi, is there anything else you want to ask?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Any last parting words for Jashvi or no?
Yeah, मतलब
Chill.
keep yourself open to new experiences. मतलब that what I would say. मतलब anything can give you a kick. मतलब anything can happen. So मतलब just don't deny an opportunity when it presents itself.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jashvi.